So on my way home from the boxing gym, and I thought I'll do a quick video on this. Good debate, all about the cruiserweights and the heavyweight division, and a lot of people are anticipating the Moses against Hrgovic fight. Now, there's swings and roundabouts with what's going on there. I mean, some people are rumouring that that fight just isn't going to take place. Hrgovic is demanding too much money, apparently, and the date keeps getting pushed back. Well, it's a difficult one, really, because you're not going to... I think the original date was when AJ was showing, and you're not really going to put Moses on a card when AJ's fighting, right? It's not going to happen right now. So maybe that was one of the reasons, but a lot of people seem to think it was to do with Hrgovic, and he's looking at risk reward. Now, my personal opinion is, if I'm honest, I think Hrgovic got enough arrogance about him, which is a good thing. You need it to be top of the sport, to want the fight with Moses. So I don't think that he's really looking at risk reward too much there. I believe Hrgovic thinks he beats Moses. My personal opinion is that if it does go ahead, he doesn't beat Moses. Listen, I get Moses on his way up, but styles make fights. And what I've seen is, yes, Hrgovic, he can be quick. Hrgovic can apply the pressure, and Hrgovic can take a decent amount of punishment, yeah? That goes without saying. However, with Hrgovic, what my take on it is that he gets hit quite easy, and especially when he is applying the pressure, which is when he looks his best, really. When he's applying that pressure, there's so many gaps that he leaves, and when you're coming up against someone who has speed, accuracy and power, such as what Moses have shown so far, I see him struggling. I see Moses I see him beating Hrgovic. And I know a lot of people will be like, nah, I think Hrgovic has the beating of Moses. Well, that's why people want to see this fight. So let's see it happen. Let's see it happen. And honestly, I say it here now, and it's there. I said it in the gym. Moses beats Hrgovic. One of the boys said that what they'll do is that they'll count on the referee jumping in when Moses tries to put a combination together and stops the fight, so then Moses gets the win. And I said, well, I don't really see that. I see Moses actually knocking Hrgovic out. I think a chin will take you so far. We'll get on to Joyce now, he had one of the best chins in the game, right? I mean, oh, that guy. Yeah. But for me personally, I think it'll be a good test. I think it'll be a good bout, and it'll show us exactly where Moses is right now. And I think that it's a really brilliant test for Hrgovic. I mean, if he's going to go on to be the number one, which is what he believes in and what a lot of people online and in the gym suggest, then he should beat Moses. So let's get it on. Get him in there and let's see it happen. For me, as I said, and yes, it's here, recorded, it'll stay on there, Moses beats Hrgovic for me. And I think I think he does. Round 6, round 7, maybe. Even before that. I don't see it going past them rounds, personally. I've seen Moses in person, and I can tell you that guy, he's the future, right? Anyway, so that's my take on it. Do you think the Hrgovic and Moses fight will take place? I hope it does. Now, there are rumours from good sources in the gym that the Tony Yoka and Gassiev fight, well, it's interesting because all of a sudden now, Joyce is stepping into the frame, and he's actually boxing on the Tony Yoka and Gassiev card, right? He's on the undercard. So he's fighting some Russian guy. I'll get into that in a second. Many people are saying, well, maybe Frank is manoeuvring Joyce for the winner of Tony Yoka and Gassiev, should Joyce get over this Russian guy. Now, there are other rumours that I've heard from good sources that Frank Warren is looking at putting Moses in against the winner of Tony Yoka and Gassiev. What's your thoughts on that one? Yeah, interesting. I mean, listen, I think Yoka beats Gassiev. I mean, Gassiev can probably, he's still got a punch on him, but for me, I think Yoka wins that one. And then, well, I mean, if Moses then takes that challenge, would it be Moses against Tony Yoka? You know, yeah. Where does Joyce fit in all of this? I mean, he just seemed to have just fell off the radar. I mean, listen, a couple of years ago, people were looking at Joyce like it's gonna take someone special to beat him, right? And rightly so. I mean, listen, when you're watching him, he's just relentless at coming forward, but it's that one pace. He doesn't seem to switch that pace. He eats up punches for fun, much to the detriment of the miles on the clock and his health. I like Joyce, but I think that, listen, he should beat this Russian guy, right? The Russian guy, Joyce has every advantage over him. Reach, height, pedigree, resume. So when you look at it, like this heavyweight, this Russian heavyweight, he's like 6'1", which is really small. Yeah, really small. And he hasn't really fought anyone. The only name that stands out really was a very poor Michael Hunter. Very poor Michael Hunter when that took place. I remember watching that fight because there was obviously hype around Michael Hunter back in the day. And when I seen him against that Russian guy, and I can't pronounce his name, but Michael Hunter was shocking, absolutely shocking. And to be honest, the Russian guy, he looked awful too. So, you know, Joyce should beat this guy. You know, if we could roll back the years, a couple of years, yeah, Joyce, he steamrolls this guy, no problem. But because of Joyce and the unknown now, the miles on the clock and the bad defeats that he has had, when I say bad defeats, I mean they're against good fighters. I mean, like, you know, he obviously lost. And he's had a lot of punishment along the way too. If he doesn't get past this guy, he literally needs to retire. He needs to just think, do you know what, I had a good go at it. This is me done, I'm bowing out. And, you know, go and concentrate on something else. Just go and concentrate on something else. If he beats the guy, well, it's interesting then, because if he does fight the winner of Gassiev and Tony Yoka, then what does that look like? You know, does Joyce compete with any of those guys? I think Yoka wins, so then Joyce against Yoka. But then if Moses takes that place, is Joyce then waiting to fight the winner of maybe Moses Hrgovic and the winner of the Yoka Gassiev fight? I mean, yeah, I really don't want, at this stage in his career, I don't want him fighting Moses Hrgovic. I just don't want to see that. I really don't. I don't want to see that for Joyce's sake, really. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this whole dynamic there of what's going on there. I find it fascinating. Let's see the chess pieces be moved into place. And what I will say is, I'm quite liking the whole dynamic right now. I'm liking the scene of the heavyweight. I'm liking the, you know, the cruiserweight scene too. It's starting to really look a bit interesting. I think there's a lot of good fights to be made. I think there's a lot of talent, especially like between the ages of, I don't know, 19 upwards. There's a lot of fighters that don't really get mentioned at these weights that I see coming up, and I think, yeah, okay, let's have a piece of that. Yeah, I think, yeah, the old guard is starting to move on now. That's a given. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to hopefully seeing AJ and Fury. Let me know your thoughts on that one. Who wins? AJ Fury? I suppose we'll do the build up and all that once these guys have had their warm up fights. AJ folds Prenger, right? That he just folds him. He's gone, right? I see that as a given. I think AJ, and obviously I work with a lot of mental health and psychology, life coaching. I see something in AJ right now, and coming up when he's going through grief of losing his friends, and considering apparently he moved seats in that vehicle, he was going to be sat in one of those seats. Listen, that plays up here, and I think he done the right thing to leave the UK and go over into the champions camp and learn from the best, which is USYK. You can't beat them, join them. I think he done a brilliant move there, brilliant move. So we'll see. And, you know, before people jump on the bandwagon of, oh, look, you're just, AJ fanboy. Not at all. I say it as it is. That's not exactly, I'm not a fanboy of anyone. I'm really not. If someone's good on the night, I say they're good on the night. If they're poor on the night, I say they're poor on the night. What's the point in just being a fanboy of someone? You can have your favourites, of course, right? Like me, one of my favourites right now is Moses and Hrgovic. However, if he's shocking, say his next fight and he's absolutely shocking, I'd be like, what was that? What was that? You know, because I believe in just calling it out. AJ, he's gone through that. I see him demolishing him. I really do. I just see him beating Prenger quite convincingly. Fury, apparently his opponent is just a gimme, really. And listen, I don't blame him considering he has been out of the ring for so long. He had his fight with Makhmudov, and to be honest, Makhmudov isn't anything to shout home about, really. Get that ring rust going, and I want to see the best of AJ and Fury in their twilight career. When I say the best of, obviously a couple of years ago, they would have been at their best. Now, I want to see the best versions of them now, at least to fight each other. I want no excuses. I want an all-out war. I want to see exactly all of the build-up and everything, because it just fascinates me. So, yeah, over all of that that's discussed here, I'm going to leave it now that I've arrived home. Let me know your thoughts. I think USYK is still the GOAT of the division. I don't think Father Time has caught up to him yet. I think he's still got 2 or 3 fights left in him. Again, when I look at the psychology and everything else, he had a lot going on with having a message of his daughter and his wife and everything else, like literally a couple of hours before stepping in that ring against Rico, who was brilliant for Rico, fair play to him. But yeah, there was a lot going on for USYK at that time. And if you're a parent, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. If you receive a text message like that or any type of communication, even subconsciously, your brain is there, right? And he was fighting the unknown with Rico as well. We've seen what happened with Ngannou and Fury. That was the unknown there, and Fury was just off. I like Tyson Fury, and obviously, yeah, against Ngannou, I mean, it wasn't good. But again, it was the unknown, wasn't it? So, USYK, hat off to him. Hat off to him. What a champion. And let's hope he produces 2 or 3 more fights to entertain us all, because for me, he has been exceptional for the past couple of years. Look at what he's done. Look at what he's done. So, that's my 2 thoughts on it. Llewellyn.SelfAura. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Bye now.